Hey, are you Aubrey?
I am.
You're on Lake of the Isles with me today?
Sure. I just moved to Minneapolis with my husband and my cats, and we moved here directly from Florida, but we've lived kind of a little bit all over the place. And social media is a big hobby of mine. Really honed in on once we moved here, and there was such a great community here online, and I somehow got really connected to that. So I've just been kind of exploring that and exploring Minneapolis all at the same time. And we went on a cruise, specifically a Disney cruise. I was very plugged in with the Disney community. I worked for the Disney parks on both coasts for multiple years, so that was kind of my world, and that's what I made videos on for a long time. But then, to my surprise, we moved to Minneapolis, and it's like open arms. Everyone's like welcoming us and sending me all these tips. Like, I'm getting all these messages of like winter tips, and I was just like, wow, like, this is a much different response than what I was getting in Orlando.
Interesting.
And then, oddly enough, you know, the For You page finds people somehow, however it does it. Lots of people specifically have commented how they moved from Florida to Minneapolis. And I know that Minnesota is kind of like a safe state for like the trans community and stuff. So it's been interesting to see that and see that there's definitely still this need to connect. Your efforts and a lot of other people's efforts are trying to figure out how to like break that ice down, because I think it's possible. Just kind of got to get over the stigma. Definitely taken a ton of suggestions from the comments. I have a whole list, and usually when I start to see something like mentioned 10 or more times, I'm like, okay, maybe I need to look into this. So I have a running list of that, and I've just kind of been like searching online what are upcoming events. I needed to live near Trader Joe's, and I want to go to farmers markets. Like those, I told that to like the realtors we were talking to at the time, and they were like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, I don't get those things here in Orlando, so that's important to me. And so I started going to farmers markets like in the peak of the season, since we got here in June. Kind of just like find these different things, just look up online what's going on, and have been filling my calendar more than I ever expected to. So a lot of people have given me peace of mind of like, winter is not as terrible as people can make it out to be. You really just find your hobby where you hone into like the events that they do offer. And I'm like, I'm not too scared of the winter. I know it's going to be an adjustment. But with the help of people online, I really feel like I've been more prepared than I would have been on my own. So I actually have met someone in person that I connected with online who's from here, but is not from like the Twin Cities. And they were super kind and welcoming. I'm like, see, I knew they're not all like closed off. I know they're out there. I have connected with a lot of other transplants. It's a busy season, so like trying to find time to meet up hasn't been the easiest. Minnesotans love Minnesota more than anything, and I love that, and I'm really trying to hone in on that, because I think it's a beautiful thing to be prideful of where you're from. Why we kind of came here not really knowing much, and we're so glad with everything we've found. I'll confidently say we have found friends. Obviously it takes time to really like build that like long-term friendship. It's really just about opening up that conversation, and then if the conversation keeps flowing, meeting up in person and kind of just being, it takes effort. Like it takes a lot of effort. And so you have to be willing to put out that effort. If you're not willing to put out that effort, nothing's ever going to come of it. What took me most off guard is how in unison everyone is about how they feel. How many people have said like the same thing as far as Minnesotans will give you directions anywhere but their house. Like someone has written that exact sentence and like told me that to my face so many times, that I just think it's funny. There's nothing wrong with it. I was just like, seems like everyone's on the same page. It's fine to like have this stigma and like these rules that you joke about or you can accept about it, but if you never really want to break out of that bubble, I think you're just missing out on a lot of opportunities. So really willing to be open, know that like not every single person is going to be a good match as a friend, and that's okay. Like not everybody is meant for everybody. Put that foot forward, try to put that effort out, and don't be discouraged if that effort doesn't like pan out. I'm at Only Aubs with 2 S's, so ONLYAUBSS on TikTok, Instagram,
Thanks for watching this episode of Trails and Tales. We have new episodes coming out every single week, interviewing some really cool Minnesotans. Make sure to follow us for more, and you'll see us on the next episode. See you guys later.